All right, hi, my name is Jared. Just putting together a little video here, a little installation video for the camera system in the hockey rinks. So just more of a guide about what to think about when you're doing this, and hopefully it makes it easier for you. So I got a few of the components here. The camera's going to come in a box like this. We've got the computer itself, the PoE connection, and I've also got the microphone right here. So I'll go through each of these components and just let you know what you need to think about. What I don't have is the arms. The actual mounting arm will come in a box as well, and you'll put that up. It's quite straightforward. Just drill it into the wall, mount it up there, and that's the first thing you'll do. I guess I'll show you the camera first. So maybe the easiest way is take it out. So the camera's going to come like this in a case. In a box. So the first thing we're going to want to do is take off this top bracket, and the way to do that is there's going to be a screw here. I've already backed off the screw a little bit. There's a tool that comes with it, and so you'll gently back this screw off. It's quite a sensitive piece here, so if you go too hard with too much pressure it could break. So just back it off gently, and basically you'll just slide this, bracket pops off, no problem. Put the camera back in here, and the next step is this is the actual piece now that will attach to the arm. So that bracket I just popped off the camera will attach it onto this with 4 screws, and I'll show you that real quick. So the screws you will use come in the bag. There's 4 of them. I'll just do 2 to speed this up. So you'll have 4 in there. And what's important when you're putting this bracket on, so you have a look, you've got a carabiner back here. We'll show you that later. And on this bracket, you pull up the camera, it should say front. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a spot there that says front. And you want to make sure that that front is pointing away from this carabiner. So if you got that back here, the front is pointing this way, and that's how you'll know it's sitting there properly. All right, now this is prepared to attach to the camera under here, and this piece onto the arm that you've already pre-installed. Now what to think about with the camera, as I will pull it out. The camera's going to come with a bunch of cords. Out of all of these, I think there's 7 here. You only need to worry about 2. It's the RJ45 that's going to connect to the PoE connection, the Cat 6, and then there's an audio in cord. There's also an audio out, so you got to look and you find the one that says audio in. It will say it right here. And on the side of this camera there's a little slot that you can pull out, and you just pop off this plastic piece, stick it back in, and then this audio in cable will just stick out the side like that, and that's going to attach to the microphone later. So with that out and this little slot popped out and that put back in, I'm not going to do that now. We can attach this piece to the top of the camera. So first step is this safety carabiner right here that's attached to the camera. We will hook it up, put this down right here as well, so that carabiner will connect to that just for extra safety so it doesn't fall. And I don't have this on here very well, but that's okay. And then basically you get the camera, make sure that this RJ45, usually a 2-person job, is through the top, and then you just slide that on there as proper, and then it'll connect. Again, you'll have the audio in cable out this way, and then you come back to this screw here, and then you tighten that, and again you got to tighten it very gently because it's pretty tricky. It can back off and break quite easily, so it's a gentle one. So a little bit of firmness, and then now this camera will be ready to go for the arm. This will all be locked down tightly. Once this is ready to be put up on the arm, you'll use this carabiner and you'll attach it to the arm itself. You'll see a place for that. And again, we want to make sure that this is pointing away from the camera. That's how you know you have this set up right. So the lens is here. This should be at the back. So that's the camera. Another step will be this microphone. Show you this. So the microphone again, 3 screw holes here all around it. You'll be able to just drill that in the wall or to whatever kind of mounting system you choose to use, whatever is easiest. I'm not there, so I don't quite know. This is the power cable that needs to be taken off and then a new one soldered on for North American standard, because this is a European plug-in, so it's obviously not going to work in the US. So that's the piece that needs to come off and get resoldered. And then here's just the audio connection. So this is the piece of the microphone that goes into the audio in coming out of the camera. And you can see there's not a lot of space there. So within a couple meters, this microphone needs to be mounted next to the camera. And when you do mount it, just make sure that this is not in the way of the lens that's looking down towards the ice. All right, that's the microphone. Put that back. I guess the next thing is the PoE, which is probably pretty straightforward for you. Again, it comes with a power cable that you can disconnect just like the computer will as well. And again, it's the European standard, so we need North American ones to replace both the PoE and the computer power cords. And basically, you've got 2 injectors there. One says PoE data. This is the one that goes into the camera's RJ45 connection that we pulled through the top. So that goes into the top of the camera, which is right there. And again, this is pulled through the arm, of course. And then the one that says data, it'll be on the right hand side. This is the Cat6 cable that goes directly into the computer. And that's going to be into a port kind of about halfway down. So you'll see there should be 2 ports. Either one is fine, you can connect it in there. And then the Ethernet cable for the actual internet into the computer is going to be up here in this one. One other thing is there's going to be a USB that is sent with this package as well, just a little box with a little USB in it. That needs to be put into the computer right up here at the top. There'll be a couple of USB ports. Just stick it in there, and that's fine. And I think that is everything as far as the installation goes and what you need to think about. Just it's more for the camera itself, just how to set it up properly. When you do have it up there, you'll be able to tilt the lens down. So it'll be up to the person that has installed it just to make sure the lens is tilted down so the 4 lenses are pointing towards the center of the ice. And then you'll know that it's in a good spot. And then hopefully we'll have somebody here in Stockholm that can log on to the computer and see the camera and make sure everything looks good. And yeah, then we go from there. I think that is everything. Yes. So, that's the installation.